So guys, I am going to be taking you through a kind of physique check-in update, whatever we call it. In this update, do give me the benefit of the doubt because I'm flat. This is like after 6 days of deloading, the Sunday before my new mesocycle is about to begin, and I've also had breakfast in this because I typically would take it fasted, like first thing in the morning, but I take Ada out for a walk on the weekend. So this is after a bit of a meal, so maybe I have a bit of bloat going on. But anyway, let's go through my physique update. So this is probably going to be where I do my physique updates, I think. I quite like the outdoor lighting effect and what that has on the physique. You pick up some shadows and you're able to see the physique, but it's not like hugely favorable. You get to pick up some detail. I don't like lighting that just makes you look flat and not great, essentially. So I think it's important to have a consistent place you can do kind of check-in photos and things. And I'm sorry, I could probably have edited out some of my messing around with my posing because yeah, you can tell I'm out of practice. I still hit these okay. They're not the best. I can't remember all the cues that I went through with Andrew Chappelle and Steph Noble, unfortunately, but I would definitely be taking more care over my posing in future. So in terms of my condition here, I'm just under 190 pounds. So this level of condition for me is good. It certainly is good. And I'm happy with how I look here. I do, and I have noticed I'm looking softer and I feel softer in my physique. You guys might think I'm mad, but when you're in your own physique, I can just feel bits of softness coming through, like across my abdominals, especially across my back. I think I hold on to a lot of fat across my back, particularly my lower back. My legs have actually held on to a relatively decent amount of leanness. I think it's just due to development rather than necessarily leanness, because my quads are the biggest and best they've ever been. A lot of people have been giving me kind of props for my upper body development, but honestly, maybe it's kind of using this camera here and this angle here. My legs for me have really come up, and Charlotte actually always says like my thighs are looking huge. That's all she comments on. So I'm pretty happy with how they've come on. But yeah, looking over these, I'm obviously just like freeze framing when I've hit a pose. If I was doing this like as if this was posing for stage, I would be hitting it a bit differently. I'd be way more practiced. This is actually nice that I haven't edited it, because you can see someone who is a bit rusty trying to hit the poses, and I am just rusty. So I'm definitely not perfecting these by any means. Like on that, like this side chest, my stomach, I haven't drawn it in, haven't kept my waistline tight. And when you're transitioning between poses, I haven't got my transitions down either. And when you're transitioning, you want to keep everything looking tidy and looking streamlined, which I haven't here. I'm actually really happy with how that side triceps looking. I'm really happy with how my legs are looking, to be honest. Particularly, I don't know if this camera that I'm using for this update is slightly different to like the iPhone, or the angle slightly different, but I feel like this angle is a little bit more balanced towards upper and lower, in that maybe the angle that I use for when I do like IG updates or when I use my phone. So for whatever reason, it really highlights my upper body and makes my legs maybe look a little bit smaller than they necessarily are. Really didn't hit this back double bicep very well. I can just see it. Probably some of you can see it as well, especially if you're competitors and have like been very anal about your posing and everything. Hamstrings are traditionally incredibly hard to get posed during any back poses. You're trying to curl the floor essentially, and also just there's a lot of fat that ends up being around the hamstrings. But I'm super chuffed with just how my quads have shaped up at the moment, and just how things are kind of looking all right, considering I'm at 190 pounds, which is the heaviest I've been for a long old time. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed, to be honest, with everything and how that's all moving through. And I think when I hit 190, just above 190 pounds, I'm not going to be too upset about that look. I think it's going to be looking good, and I'm really happy with how things have moved along. Something that was very clear to me, especially because I don't know if you guys have looked over the presentation yet by Dr. Joe Klemgeski. I pronounced his name wrong, apologies Joe, but the doctor, the legend that he is, he talked about metabolic building within his presentation, and I talked about this. There's like honeymoon phases when you start dieting, and like it's really easy, but there's a post-diet honeymoon phase. If you get quite reasonably lean, which I did, I got to 180 pounds after my show. after my initial diet, when I moved down from 200 to 180, and I was maybe 10 pounds or so away from stage, which is lean. Like that's pretty damn lean. Definitely like into the kind of below 10% probably, just about. And so in that regard, when after that diet and I started moving food up, my physique was just looking better and better. And he talks about kind of just you bring back to life the physique in that you've been dieting down, your body isn't used to handling carbohydrates that well, it doesn't store carbohydrates as well as it can when you enter more in the system, so you rebuild the metabolism, you put food back in the system, and the physique looks better, it pops better. And what that post period just did for me is, like, for about a month I was obsessed with like taking videos and like looking at my physique and posing, because I was like, man, my physique's just looking better and better and better. And I was in a big surplus. So if you just do it, obviously, traditional way of doing it is like slowly eking up calories, a little bit here and there, more carbs in the system. You just fill out whilst maintaining that level of leanness. And your condition just looks better and better, and potentially even look like you're losing fat, but you're not at that period of time, not likely. You're just bringing out the fullness, and you're reducing the kind of subcutaneous water that potentially you're holding on to due to stress. So that's really emphasized to me when next time I compete. Yeah, I mean, I roughly know my kind of the condition I want to get down to is around 170 pounds or so. But once I hit that, I actually want about another month or so to build back up. So I actually love the strategy of qualifying and then having about a month before finals. So you qualify at your leanness, but not your best look. And then you have time to build up leading into finals. But anyway, that's how my physique is looking. Flat, like after just a meal, I guess. Yeah, not feeling particularly like great in that update, but looking over the physique objectively, taking photos, taking videos, it's really great. I think not enough people do that. So anyway, guys, I won't blab on for too much longer. Hopefully, yeah, you've got something out of this video. Thank you as always for tuning into the vlogs. Love that you guys are tuning in, seeing part of our lifestyle, part of our lives. I definitely want to get some of this mesocycle filmed for you because I'm in a metabolite mesocycle now. As always, appreciate you. So please, as always, do all the good stuff. Comment, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, all that good stuff. Share this with your friends. I love you guys. Take care and revive stronger.